because of the weight disadvantage.
Imagine, bro, you're fighting Canelo Alvarez, man. Nobody ever heard of you. Nobody even knows your name. All that stuff, bro.
I'm excited for that, and I know Canelo is so big, so strong, and I think he'll be just too big. Weight classes matter.
Response to rumors that Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez would fight, Floyd Mayweather described it as a strong matchup, but cautioned Crawford to exercise caution, stressing that boxing is not a sport to mess with, particularly given the obvious weight differential, and advising Crawford to consider his options carefully before entering the ring.
And it's a good matchup with those two. You know, may the best man win. But this sport is something that you can't play with. Boxing is something that you can't play with.
Terence claiming that the Canelo fight is a huge challenge since he liked difficulties and that no one is that large. Crawford is motivated to prove everyone wrong. While others criticize him for picking Canelo, claiming he is too big, Crawford is intent on demonstrating that he can handle it.
Because of the challenge. Yeah. I love the challenges. And I love the people that I hear him now. You're too little. You know, Canelo gonna break you. He's gonna stop you. You come from 147, that weight too big, this and that. I can hear now. And that just excites me to go in there and just be like, okay, let me prove him wrong once again.
That fight would be gigantic. If Canelo gets through Jamel and then you guys fight, that fight would be gigantic.
And it's crazy because, like, in the past interviews, I was like, man, Canelo too big, man. It's weight classes for a reason. I was like, nah.
Weight classes are the basis of boxing for a reason. They are not merely formalities. They also shield athletes from opponents whose height and strength could present significant concerns when the topic of Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez comes up. One obvious issue that keeps coming up is the enormous weight difference. Canelo can move around at 168 pounds, while Crawford has established himself in divisions much lower. Both fighters and analysts are worried that this weight increase may be too great for Crawford to manage.
They have weight divisions for a reason, right or wrong?
Right. Manny Pacquiao, bro.
Okay.
What's your take on Manny?
Pacquiao didn't move up 3 weight divisions at once.
Okay.
Fight a pound-for-pound fighter.
Okay, so Canelo's got it. How does Canelo get it done?
I don't know, man. It might be the boringest fight ever. It might be the best fight ever. But I will tell you this. It's not a fight I truly care about. Crawford's not really entertaining. I don't really care about how he fights. But I will tell you like this. He's a tremendous fighter. He's a great fighter. But he's not really entertaining outside the ring. There's nothing that makes me want to be like, I can't wait to see the next Terence Crawford.
Present combatants also aren't keeping their thoughts to themselves. Romero publicly declared that weight classes exist for a purpose, highlighting the glaring size difference between Crawford and Canelo. He even predicted a Canelo victory based solely on physicality. Floyd Mayweather, who famously defeated a young Canelo Alvarez, recently thought back on his own experience and made it clear that, despite winning that fight, Canelo wasn't the same fighter then that he is now. Canelo has become a powerhouse since that defeat, becoming more mature, stronger, and physically dominant. Mayweather admitted that, despite being older at the time of their fight, he still recognized Canelo's potential and power.
Crazy that, you know, Canelo said that, because when Canelo fought me, he was in his prime. And when I fought, I was an old man. So I wasn't in my prime when I fought Canelo. You know, I was an old man when I fought Canelo. Just like this right here, young guy. Even though I'm old, I got a lot of experience. I'm gonna go out there and just show him that this is the elite level and it's something totally different.
The boxing icon. When talking about the fight, Mike Tyson didn't mince words. In his opinion, it would be a mistake for Crawford to face Canelo. Tyson emphasized that the danger outweighs the return and cited Canelo's strength, aggressive style, and capacity to this type of battle might not go well for Crawford.
Even though they work, I don't think it's a good idea.
Why?
I just don't think it's a good idea. You know, I don't think what would he have? I don't know. I just don't think it's a good idea. People have been crazy like that before. Just say he doesn't have to do it. He doesn't have to do it.
Although he respects both boxers, Rising star David Benavidez expressed a more mixed opinion, acknowledging that he would prefer that this bout never took place. Benavidez is aware that Canelo is the money fight in boxing right now, and that everyone wants a piece of him, but he is uncomfortable with Crawford's extreme weight and jump. In Crawford's opinion, striving for greatness is admirable, but it shouldn't come at the expense of safety or fairness.
Crawford throwing his hat in to want to fight Canelo at 168.
I mean, everybody wants to fight Canelo. It's the money fight, you know what I mean? I think even Inoue would come up to fight Canelo if Canelo wanted to fight him. I mean, I don't want to see Crawford to fight Canelo, to be honest with you, but it would be, I'm not saying it wouldn't be a great fight, it would be a great fight, but I feel like if I deserve my opportunity. And and after this fight, what else are they gonna say? You know what I mean? This is a tough fight. You know, the top WBC, the top people ranked at the WBC are fighting each other. So I mean, it should be an easy call. If I can't get those fights, then I'll go up to fight Bivol, or I'll go try to, you know, I set my conquest on 175. Like I said, I don't want no handouts either. I want to, you know, earn my spots everywhere I go, even at 175. But you know, I see that weight class. You know, I want to become champion at 175, and that's.
Amir Khan, who has already given Canelo the ring, issued one of the most poignant cautions. Reflecting on his personal experience, Khan acknowledged that he had overestimated the significance of physical differences, calling Canelo a beast and emphasizing that he had discovered the hard way why weight divisions were in place. He advised Crawford to go cautious.
Canelo the beast, man. Canelo the beast. And you know, when it was offered to me, I tried to chase the Mayweather fight at that time, and it happened. And obviously, I was probably at my peak of my career then as well. So, whoever I was going to fight, I was going to give him a hard fight regardless. Because we winning that fight against Canelo, taking him, yeah. But, yeah, I was boxing well. But you know, one thing, sizes. Now I understand why they make weight divisions in boxing, every weight division. But then again, look, bro, you would probably take it. I was offered like 10 million quid, bro. 10 million quid, bro. Look, end of the day, this is like, it's a lot of money, you know. I thought about it. What made me, when I got the deal on the table for 10 mil, I was like, should I take it or not? But then I worked it out. Normally I have to have 3 or 4 hard training camps and fights to make that kind of money. I still one fight. So you gotta do it in that one fight, you know what I mean?
Does Canelo beat Crawford?
Size, bro, remember, like, but Crawford then is a big boy as well. Crawford's a big guy.
Boxing analyst in show business, the adult offered a terrifying perspective by describing how he heard Canelo's punches up close and how frightening they sounded, even when they weren't delivered with full force.
What up, Biz? Who you got? Canelo Crawford.
Got Canelo. I heard the punches that he hit Charlo with. I don't know if Crawford could have brought those punches. I know he's a great warrior. But you come from 147 to put on a better fight than Charlo. I mean, I don't even know what that means. I don't know if that means that Crawford is so great that he can do that, or that means that Charlo set the bar so damn low that anybody could do better than Charlo did last night.
Do skill really pay the bill? Is that what you think?
That's why Canelo should be.
Longtime fight commentator Rogan highlighted how hard Canelo hits. He wasn't examining footwork or strategy. Instead, he was only interested in the physical harm Canelo might cause.
It's just guys that just have preposterous power, and Canelo is a guy that has power but is constantly working on it. There's a great clip of him working with Andy Ruiz. You know that shield, that weird hand shield that they hold up for hooks?
Yeah.
And he's like, this is not for speed. This is just power. Just power. He's like, don't try to be fast with this, just power. And you see him just, hey, boom! Bro, he hits so hard.
In a live interview, sports pundit Stephen A. Smith also didn't mince words when he stated unequivocally that he detested the prospect of this fight. Smith feels that Crawford is in danger during the match because of the disparity in strength and weight.
Let me tell you what I think should be going. The notion that Terence Bud Crawford should move up 3 weight classes, 21 pounds, to fight Canelo Alvarez. He's entirely too small. Jermell Charlo already proved that. Y'all remember that scene from Rocky? Remember that scene from Rocky 2? When Carl Weathers was Apollo Creed and his trainer was like, can I be honest? I saw you beat this man within an inch of his life, and he kept coming. He wouldn't go away. He's wrong for us, baby. He's wrong. Let it go. Paulo couldn't do it. And lost fight number 2. Trained him for fight Rocky 3, and then got killed in Rocky 4 by Drago. Because he couldn't let it go. Bud Crawford needs to let it go. Too small.
Julio Cesar Chavez, a legendary Mexican boxer, made the blunt prediction that if Crawford continues with this fight, he will be knocked out. Although Chavez respects Crawford's skills, he feels that Canelo's strength at 168 is just too much. And his decades of experience give this warning significant weight.
The two fighters are going to be different weight classes, even though they're going to fight on a specific weight. He believes that they're just going because of the money, Crawford, but probably Canelo is going to knock him out.
Crawford was warned by Sean Garcia, who said that while he respected Crawford's boxing acumen, Canelo's physical presence puts up a barrier that may be impossible to overcome. Garcia thinks that his raw size and strength may be too much for his skills in this specific matchup.
Crawford? Yeah. I think Canelo's just too big for Crawford. I mean, he's the man, Terence Crawford.
By referring to it as a freak fight, he contended that although it might garner attention, the extreme weight disparity makes it seem more like a spectacle than a genuine competition. Hearn went on to say that although Canelo's victory will be viewed as normal, fans may still criticize Crawford if he prevails because of the size differential.
How is Crawford going to be able to bridge this weight gap?
I don't think he can, in all honesty. I mean, he might not be able to bridge it on Saturday.
Yeah.
So,
one weight class.
68, yeah, but you're coming up from 35. 35, 40, 47, 54. Sooner or later, it's one too many. And 68 is definitely too many. But Crawford's brilliant. Like, he's a genius. He's a generational great. So maybe he can find a way to do it. But I feel he'd be hugely outsized against Canelo Alvarez. Yeah. But you have to use your movement. If you're Terence Crawford in that fight, the last thing you want to do is stand and trade. He'd be moving a lot in that fight, trust me. I'm not saying he'd be running, but he would be moving a lot. Of course, that's the way to beat him.
Yeah,
you know.
Trainer Joel Diaz added that one of Canelo's
advantages, according to trainer Joel Diaz, is not only his ability to throw powerful punches, but also his ability to deflect them from more experienced opponents. Diaz clarified that Crawford might find it challenging to injure Canelo in the ring, which could make him more susceptible during the bout.
A lot of people that say that Crawford can beat Canelo, no problem. I mean, I respect that, but I just think they're stupid. I mean, excuse my language. The size difference of a bigger man changes everything with one punch. And I can see the same thing. I mean, you saw Canelo Alvarez fighting Amir Khan. Now, look at this. Terence Crawford moved from 47 to 54 to fight Madrimov. What did he do to Madrimov? Nothing.
Journalist Dan Raphael and Stephen A. Smith got into a heated argument. Raphael claimed that Crawford wasn't just doing this for money, he wanted to be great. Raphael praised Crawford's drive, even though he acknowledged that he believed the path to triumph would be perilous. Not everyone is opposed to the notion, but Crawford would need a perfect plan to stand a chance.
I think Terence Crawford is a marvelous boxer, arguably the best in the world, pound for pound. But can you hurt Canelo? If you can't hurt him, I have no doubt he can outbox him. My issue is, if you can't hurt him, what kind of a challenge can you truly pose? What do you say to that?
No, that's a great point. I mean, here's the thing. Canelo Alvarez has a historically great chin. Now, I go way back when he first came to the United States and started boxing, and he found himself on an HBO pay-per-view undercard years and years ago, fighting against the older brother of the great Miguel Cotto. His name was Jose Miguel Cotto, and he had gotten a ton of hype. He had signed with Golden Boy Promotions, and a lot of those.
Teddy Atlas, a celebrity trainer and analyst, is one of the few professionals that truly believes in Crawford. Atlas cited Crawford's knowledge, toughness, and adaptability in the ring, saying that he is the type of fighter who changes tactics in the middle of a battle and doesn't accept mental or physical defeat. In Atlas's opinion, if anyone can overcome the odds...
So he had a few hiccups. He won the fight. He's Terence Crawford. A lot of people say, oh, Teddy, you make him so good. You're always saying how great Crawford is. You know, but who's he beating? He unified the, what was his first division? Lightweight, then he unified the junior, then he unified the junior junior welter, then he unified the welter. I think I got the weight classes right. It doesn't matter. He unified like 3 different weight classes. He moved up in weight.
In contemporary boxing is the impending match between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. If Crawford prevails, it may be a historic event. But if he loses, the size and strength difference could spell
I look
disaster.
at him. Look, Canelo's special too. I get it. And he's bigger. I get that too. And if everyone's going to say, well, after Madrimov fight again, had a couple hiccups. Now he's stepping up another weight class. Now he's got to fight Canelo, who's even bigger, stronger, better puncher. You know, a unified champion that he's been. You know, all of that stuff. He's not going to be able to handle it. I ask this question. See, I go to the other side. I say, okay, yeah, can Canelo handle the smaller guy who's going to be faster, who's going to be slicker, who's going to be better defensively, who's going to have better legs, you know, who's going to be able, sometimes Canelo at this point in his career can slow down a little.
That concludes today's video. Watch the next one.